it was wonderful to see a man who has a commanding presence in this, but also in this kind of fun-loving dad role, right? I mean, which for me felt very familiar. It was wonderful, but also sort of surprising. It was a surprise element, something you're used to seeing and knowing in your
Talking
life,
to the
but
mic,
you rarely see that sort of on the screen. So I wanted to ask you sort of, we're often used to seeing, you know, men, African-American men or black men with physical prowess in these different roles, superheroes or villains. But what was it like for you to play, at least as Gabriel, the fun-loving character? What was that experience like?
Well, it was a great question. Thanks for having us. A really strong part of what Jordan Peele does is he loves taking things that we find familiar and turning it on its head. Am I right? From Five on It and turning that into something just...
I would never hear that song in the same
creepy, you know, powerful. And what we wanted to do, we had conversations about just changing how we look at masculinity in film. Taking something that feels incredibly familiar, like the sitcom dad, and all these, you know, to some degree, respectability politics dads and performances, and turning it into something that says something. So taking figures that feel like Uncle Phil from Fresh Prince, or taking, you know, even Homer Simpson, or, you know, that Seaver dad from Growing Pains. And, you know, because the thing about Gabe Wilson is he also performs, to some degree, a veneer of whiteness. Right? And, oh, it's starting to be like church up in here.
Well, I will ask you to expound upon that. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, he performs, it's a bit of a veneer of whiteness because he's really attached to the construct of the American dream. He really defines himself in his possessions, right? He defines himself in the home, in the car, in the trophy family.
Hey, you forget where you at, young. We gonna give it to you, young.
Defines himself in his possessions. And we wanted to take something that felt really familiar so the audience can find it palatable. And then you get home and you go, that actually doesn't feel right in my stomach, right? That character who doesn't listen, is that really the all-American dad, right? The father who doesn't listen, the husband who isn't really a partner, is that the all-American dad? You know, and that's the thing about Gabe Wilson, is that we were flipping a lot of things, and we're aware that we were flipping a lot of things. But there's great duality, you know, in Gabe Wilson as well, because even though he is this character who is defined by like patriarchy and is the head of the family and I must be listened to until he isn't listened to. He's also defined in action that isn't your typical male in film.